What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. Now, I want y'all to listen to something, all right? And I want y'all to use y'all fucking brains and stop being little puppets and just think about what makes sense and what doesn't. Just listen.
I'm Adam Booth, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Have you been hearing some of the accusations towards Tyson Fury?
Yeah, I heard. And let me address, you mentioned the spiked water and the gloves.
Right.
All right. Think of only people who know nothing about how boxing is run in Nevada would even make an accusation like that because it's so absurd. For example, the water. Neither camp has anything to do with the water. The water is provided by the Nevada Athletic Commission, and neither camp touches the other guy's water. So who could have spiked it? How could have that's ludicrous. It cannot happen. As far as the gloves are concerned, in Nevada, for all fights, including this fight, for all main events fight, what happens is that on the day before, right after the weigh-in, the gloves are presented on a table. And the fighters then pick their gloves, which are inspected by the commission, and sign the gloves, right?
Yeah.
And they're put into sealed containers, which are kept by the commission under seal and not released to either fight camp until right before the fight. In other words, they come into the dressing room, they present you with your gloves that have your signature on them in this sealed container. So how can there be any complaint about anybody's gloves under those circumstances? And was it, well, maybe when they gave them the gloves, they switched it for other gloves. Well, that can't happen because they have inspectors in Nevada in those dressing rooms. And the fighter has to put on the gloves that the commission has given them, which the fighter has previously signed. So the idea that the gloves, there's something with the gloves, is absurd. Those are the two elements where it's clear that nothing like that could have happened just because of the normal procedures of the athletic commission.
Wasn't JD's in that Tyson Fury's dressing room as well, wasn't he?
Who?
JD's. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder's manager and trainer, JD's.
Of course he's in the dressing room, but once they get the gloves, they don't get the gloves to laugh. They don't get the gloves to laugh. Once they're there, the gloves then are, which had previously been signed, you show that these are the gloves.
Yeah.
They give it to the fighter, and the inspector will not allow any change. He's there, he's watching, and it's a matter of 10 or 15 minutes before the fighters have to make their war.
Now the story is that a couple of these, they're Deontay Wilder fan channels. They're putting out this kind of statement as a fact because they have apparently spoken to Wilder directly, who has told them this information.
I first of all, how would Wilder know anything about the gloves or about the water? And Deontay, I guarantee you that he has never told them that.
Yeah.
Never, because it's just so absurd. If I want to come up with a conspiracy theory, I'd come up with a lot better one that couldn't be disproved. These are just disproven on their face. Not saying that one is a good guy, one's a bad guy. It's just not possible.
Yeah. So when people come out with these kind of statements, which is obviously, there's going to be a lot of people who believe this bullshit, and isn't that like a defamation of character, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but I've been in this sport for over 50 years, and I've heard a lot worse after a fight, a big fight, where one guy gets beaten as decisively as Wilder got beaten, uses. And now, today, because of social media, in my day, the papers would be reluctant to print something like that. So it'd be just scuttlebutt that people would have heard, you know. Now they put everything on these damn social media platforms. So all of this crap gets circulated around the world.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's the difference now than from what it was years ago when the same kind of rumors used to come out after every big fight.
Yeah. But if you put it out as a matter of fact, shouldn't they have some kind of source? Shouldn't they have some kind of proof? They should.
Who is going to bother to bring an action against people like that who probably, if you were lucky in finding them and suing them, you might recover enough to buy a package of cigarettes.
That's a very good point there, Bob. That's a very good point. So do you think that Deontay Wilder has nothing to do with this? It's just his fans are in
I
damage
am
control?
absolutely convinced that Deontay Wilder, who I found to be an intelligent person, has absolutely nothing to do with this. Because it's so ludicrous. In other words, you know, maybe if it was something that was even possible, you could say, well, maybe, you know, he shouldn't have done it or this, but he's not going to be part of a rumor on something that, because of the way the boxing works, which he's aware of because he's fought a number of times in Nevada, just is not possible.
Well, you predicted this fight, didn't you? You predicted Tyson Fury was going to knock him out.
Yeah, and I predicted the round.
Yeah.
So why don't they say that the fight was fixed? Because Bob Arum said how it would happen, and it happened that way. How did he know? He know because he fixed it.
Oh, that'll be the next one, Bob. That'll be the next one.
That'll be the next one, right?
Yeah. But do you give Wilder any chance against Fury in part 3, other than a puncher's chance?
If he fought the way that he fought him last time, no chance.
Yeah.
But he can change his style. He can be more elusive, and he still has that puncher's chance. So it could be a completely different fight from the fight that we saw in February. I will still make Fury the big favorite to win that fight. But it's boxing, and you're in with a guy with a tremendous punch. And if he changes his style, maybe he's able to throw that punch with effect. We'll see. That's his only chance.
Yeah, I heard that he's meant to be adding George Foreman. Again, just rumors. I don't know if this is true.
Well, George is a good guy, and George, who fought for us for all of his comeback career. George is a great psychologist, and a lot of boxing is mental. And I think if George is going to make an improvement in Wilder, it will be in the area of the mental area.
Right. Okay. And the message to the Wilder fanboys out there: stop crying.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Or if they're going to come up with a story, do your research first, so it's at least has some degree of plausibility, not something that is denied on the basis that it's impossible to have ever happened.
Yeah.
I mean, come up with a scenario where there's a possibility that it could have happened without, because that's harder to disprove,
Yeah. Has Shady Finkel spoken to you about any of this, about the glove gate and all that kind of stuff? Has he never...
About the what?
About the glove gate, there was...
No. Shelley's a professional, for Christ's sake. Anybody who's a professional would, can only laugh at something like this.
That's what I thought, yeah.
I mean, if it's like saying, Fury really interfered with my ability to fight because he put some jock-ins into my protective cup. Right? I mean, okay, maybe he could have done that. Who knows? I mean, because the commission doesn't regulate the kind of cup you use, so maybe that could be a problem. Don't start that rumor.
You just have.
Yeah, right. You see, I mean, you get to the area of absurdity.
Yeah, it's all just damage control, isn't it, Bob? That's all it is.
Well, not even damage. I don't even look at it as damage control. At least it keeps the name of Fury and also Wilder out front, so people, continue to talk about him. That's the good side.
It is.
Now, this is not new. Some of you might have seen this already or heard it. I doubt most of you did. But here's some things, okay, that was said. Key things that other channels don't bring up. Notice no other channel that's pro Wilder mentions this interview right here. And just like we watch them, they watch us. Everybody watches everybody at some point. That nothing that Bob Arum said was denied. You heard him ask Shelly Finkel addressing this, and no, Shelly Finkel is not getting caught up in that. He's a professional. He's not like I've said many videos ago already. This shit is the world of YouTube. ESPN, FS1, every other sports shit, nobody's picking this shit up. All rumors, all lies. If Deontay Wilder was victimized of what these channels are saying, it wouldn't be a rumor. And would Deontay Wilder sit back and say nothing to protect Fury? If I'm going to go into a fight with a guy, okay, either we going to fight fire with fire, you going to load your gloves, fuck it, I'm going to load mine too. Or it's like, no, you going to check this dirty motherfucker because he's putting metal objects in his glove, and which, by the way, Sporting Icons, through this whole video, he has pictures of the fight with Fury and Wilder too. And there's several shots where you can see Fury's hand wraps. Where the fuck was a metal object at? Mind you, the so-called glove gate shit is from the first fight. The second fight was metal object. Then they kept switching the story to it was all the same fight. No, the first fight was this, the second fight was that. And mind you, it was only the right hand, not the left. Like I said before, I don't know what kind of stupid fucking fighter would say, I'm going to load up one glove but not the other one. I don't get it. Okay? I said from day one, none of this shit do I believe is coming from Wilder. What makes Wilder look bad is because I know Wilder is aware of this shit. And the fact that he don't reach out to these dudes and say, hey man, listen, I'm good, man. Stop making these videos saying, all this stuff. Ain't no need for that. The fight happened. What happened, happened. I'm moving on from that, man. Wilder is not making no claims about any of this shit. So even for his brother to say that shit, so what? What does it mean? The man said his brother had an autopsy done. Come on, man. I don't even want to hear nothing from him after that. At the same time, nobody addressed nothing. Look, he's no longer the WBC champion. Now, what kind of relationship he has with these people, we don't know that. You think that all these pro Wilder channels, you think that these people sitting up in Deontay's house? You think that he's on the phone with them, talking to them, and he's telling them what's going on in his life? Everything these people are saying is speculation. You heard Bob Arum say, this is not coming from Deontay Wilder. You heard them. Why do you think Deontay is so silent? If you really believe that this shit happened, look. Remember the video I did when I said Bigfoot, Glovegate, same old fairy tale shit? Do you see the strategies that they use to try to make you believe in Bigfoot? A sheriff, a judge, some mayor of some state. Oh, let's put some important names, some big name people in there. Well, who's going to deny if a judge said it? If a sheriff said it? Sheriffs lie, judges fucking lie, police officers lie all the time. They lie. So does that make it more credible because they say it? No. And do you know what happens when people try to debunk this whole Bigfoot shit? Because what they're saying is evidence is, no, it's an opinion. It's the same exact fucking shit. These people are not even speaking. At least on this Bigfoot shit, they'll blur their face out. Why would you blur your fucking face out? You don't want to be ridiculed? Then why say anything at all? No, they at least speak to try to make you believe this shit. You think Wilder got a fucking dent put in his head because a motherfucker hit him with a metal object and he's not going to sue? That shit would take some kind of surgery or something, right? No, they just going to clear him for a third fight. When you heard Wilder, I did a video. You're going to see what Wilder is actually saying. I'm good, man. I feel good. You know, I'm just getting to spend that family time. And, you know, I mean, he said his body is, you know, recuperating from fight after fight after fight, just getting that rest. It will help him, that the fight being pushed back will help him to just rest and spend time with his family. Nothing came out of Wilder's mouth about Fury cheating, man. And if Wilder is saying, fuck it, let them say whatever, I'm going to go along with it. Hey, let them keep talking. Hey, you know, maybe that's it. But ain't no way in fuck that somebody is going to hit you with the metal, all this spiking water, all this shit, even with the glove situation is what I'm saying. So when people say, well, after they left the room, after JD's left the room, then that's when they come to, look, I'm going to tell you something I think a lot of people overlook too. You know, like when they show the camera in the dressing room and they show the fighter in there, okay, he's in his shadow boxing, right? Then all of a sudden they show the fighter with his robe on. Sometimes there's people in that room that they're not showing them. The idea is not to pan the camera around the room. The commissioners are people, they're on the other side, okay? These guys that go in these rooms to see what's going on, this is what they do. And like you said about 15 minutes before their ring walk, they, you know, listen, for you guys that really believe, okay, let me snatch the gloves off and let's rip out the cushion. And I mean, I don't know how petty that shit, I mean, I don't know how y'all don't see that. That's some petty shit, man. I mean, basically, if some gloves didn't have proper padding, or very thinly padded, or no fucking padding at all, which would be fucking illegal, but if that would be the case, and your fucking trainer, whoever you got on your team to go, because when they get the gloves, you see what they do, right? It's not like they just get the gloves and the fighter that's using them try them on, okay, yeah, like, no. The opponent, they get the, okay, no, we're not using them. They check them. We've seen that with the Floyd Mayweather video. And just like Bob Arum said, right? There's been many things said. George Foreman did the same shit when he lost to Ali. Started saying his food was poison, his water was poison. Now George just sit back and laugh at it and tell you he made all kind of excuses because he just couldn't accept the fact that he lost. That's why he can relate to Deontay. And his involvement with Deontay was to like mentally help him stay focused and get it together. He never was, he offered to help. I seen that, but he's not even in that camp. So all these allegations, you understand, none of this shit. Do you really think that if any of this shit was really going on, something that's big news, you think that Do you think that these sports channels would not talk about this shit or put this up on their social medias and stuff? Do you think that? No. You go on ESPN and any of these other sports channels, go on their Instagrams, go on their fucking YouTube. You don't see none of this Glovegate bullshit. You don't see nothing about Mark Breland being fired. You don't see nothing about George Foreman joining Team Wilder. No. George said they spoke on the phone. He talked to him to train his mind that way. Not, I'm physically going to be in camp with you, showing you. That's not even what that was. But all of these lies that's been told that y'all just sweep under the rug and act like they were never said. But for some reason, what they say is credible because you want to believe the shit. But it's not credible. And the same way Bob Arum, Sporting Icons, is laughing at this shit, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I don't understand what the fuck. I mean, damn, can I sit here and fucking tell you, yo, I just looked out my fucking window and seen Godzilla walk by. I swear to God. Would you believe it? And it's like people go through every fucking extreme to try to make somebody believe bullshit. Bro, all of y'all that's sitting out there that's debating on this shit and trying to figure out, but what if? Understand something, okay? I know a little bit about psychology, okay? I know a little something about psychology. Nothing that you guys are saying is what is. You're saying what if, but you never know. But yet you're going off information where people are telling you they have proof, they have facts, blah blah blah. Remember they tried to drag Anthony Joshua into it, and the same thing. Dude spoke to Blue Blood, broke down how Anthony Joshua's man, he knew about it, so he went and told Joshua because Joshua that's his man. You know what I'm saying? There you have it. Oh, so because somebody said something's true. Do you hear Shelly Finkel denying this shit or getting involved? Nope. Deontay Wilder getting involved, saying anything, denying anything? Nope. JD's getting involved, denying anything, saying anything? Nope. And I guarantee you, okay, and I don't like to use that term guarantee, but I'm willing to bet you, okay, if Wilder, JD's, Finkel sat here right now and did a video and said, man, look, none of that stuff they saying it happened. That's just rumors. That's not coming from us. I'm willing to bet you. Okay? Because these motherfuckers then sat here and blew their Patreons up and took all y'all fucking fools' money. And so they don't, to save themselves the object of embarrassment. You know what they would do? You know, boxing has been a mob and people get threatened and sometimes people just say certain things just to keep the peace. Or they would find some fucking excuse and fool you, same people that believe it, that, yep, see, yeah, they threatened Wilder. Because remind you, they said that the photographer was threatened. How the fuck do you know that? Do you think that the photographer would just get threatened? I mean, they could have even said he paid the photographer off to take the pictures down. Still, what's your proof? Where do you get this information from? The photographer was threatened to take the photos down, and all of a sudden, so he took the photos down. And without an explanation, you can come up with one? Without him giving any of us an explanation. Okay? Without him giving any of us an explanation. You guys can actually come up with an explanation as to why the photos are taken down. And then say it was because of blah, blah, blah. That's a fact. I have proof. What proof? And nobody is speaking up about this shit. Out of everybody who's silent, the one person who shouldn't be talking, who shouldn't be silent, is Deontay Wilder. And his brother saying shit don't mean nothing. His brother, made a claim about Fury being on some performance enhancing drug, right? Called him a drug cheat. Didn't his ass some months before that get busted for taking some shit? So a cheat, calling somebody a cheat, and that's credible because he said some shit. It's not about who you like, man. This is some shit that I see a lot of y'all y'all so caught up into this whole bubble. Listen at this. Like I said, look. I don't put shit past none of these motherfuckers. Okay? You can take photos all you want, okay, and say, oh, but look, this, look. You can't pay attention to just one photo. You gotta look at all the motherfuckers that they posting. Here's the crazy shit. You're only focusing on the shit that they post. That they want you to say, oh, this is authentic. This is the... No. What about all the other fucking pictures that's posted? What about all... Yo, look. I was watching Kell Brook fight Errol Spence. And in one of those rounds, Errol Spence shot a jab out. And he kind of like left his arm up there. And Kell Brook went to counter. And when he went to counter, Errol Spence like kind of ducked his head and had his arm here. But if you look at at it as a still shot, you know what it looks like? It looked like that motherfucker. That's what it looked like he did. But watching it, you see he threw a punch and then kind of pulled back, like ducked down. But the still shot looks like his elbow, like he, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can say. Now, all somebody got to do is say, Errol Spence is a dirty fucking fighter. I got proof. And then start taking certain shots, right? And then all of a sudden, they can screenshot. That's what I did. I screenshot videos. I pause it, I screenshot it. Why? Because nobody can say, oh, that could be Photoshop for all we. You can say what the fuck you want. But I gain nothing out of it. And the thing is with me, I'm just trying to make sense out of this shit with what's realistic. Not some fucking hyped up stories that people just keep making up. And it doesn't mean anything. Nothing's going to change. Fury's not going to fucking prison. He's not getting his WBC title back. All this shit that they claim was going to happen to Fury, Fury's going to go to all this, nothing's happening. And they're still making these same claims and keep making the same videos over and over and over. And some of us keep addressing this shit because it's like, what the fuck? I got off of that shit for a minute. And I'm like, yo, do y'all realize they feeding y'all the same bullshit over and over? Now, you mean to tell me you think that this shit happened? And Deontay Wilder is sitting back just chilling, twerking his ass and having a good old time enjoying life, but he's not going to address the fact that this man hit him with a metal object after the doctor told him that. And the crazy shit is, listen, I'm not paraphrasing shit. I'm telling you flat out, motherfuckers said they have proof and that the doctor sent them, remember that bullshit picture with the fucking circle around us? And I'm like, that, oh, so now they just sending people personal medical documentation to listen. If you're married, your fucking wife can't even go to your doctor and ask your doctor what's wrong with you without your fucking permission. They will, well, I can't tell you that. I need your husband's consent. I can't just tell you that. When your wife has a baby, when you have a child, okay? And they have any concerns that not even just think they want to talk about medically to your wife. You want to know what they do? They ask, do you want to talk in front of your husband? They don't just come and start telling you shit in front of your husband. And you mean to tell me a doctor is going to fucking take the time, risk losing his fucking license, getting sued? He's going to take the fucking time to fucking take a fucking, x-ray of this man's fucking injury and send that shit to some fucking sport channel. And you motherfuckers really believe this shit. But then when I make these points of what they said and say hold them accountable, all you gotta do is go rewatch their videos and go, damn, this motherfucker's right. They did say that shit. Y'all try to get off of that. Let's sweep that. See, here's what they do. And then y'all do the same shit because you follow them. The shit they do they can't prove, they sweep under the rug. Let's stick to shit, though, that can be debatable. It's not even debatable. People are debating shit that makes no sense. Okay? That's like taking a shit on yourself and then trying to contemplate, how can we make this shit smell go away without cleaning myself up? There's a way. No. And you motherfuckers start arguing about it. No, that shit gonna stink, motherfucker. Until you go clean your ass. Unless you just gonna sit here until you fucking rot and die with a dirty, funky, stinky ass. No, you're going to smell that shit. Is that something to debate? And I got to make simple analogies because it's like a lot of fucking people, they hear the videos, they watch them, and then they still say shit like, did you not hear what the fuck I said? Why are you even asking me this shit? You heard what I said, so you know my stance on this shit. But at the same time, you guys are trying to debate something that has no merit to it. All of these fucking claims that you don't hold these people accountable to. They keep saying the same shit because y'all keep eating it. And then, but what if? But what if? That's not facts. That's not proof. Okay? That's some fucking what if. But what if? You don't have to say what if. You don't have to say what if. You know, in the Bible, they say Jesus had white woolly hair, skin like copper, and red fiery eyes. That's how they described him, right? That looked like you imagine some Dragon Ball Z looking motherfucker, right? But what do they paint him as in almost every Bible, every picture you see? He has long blonde hair, pale white skin, rosy red cheeks, and blue eyes, or they make him a fucking brunette. But the skin tone is not there. The hair is not white. The eyes don't look red. So if that's how he looked, right? Think about it, okay? Whether you believe in the shit or not, I'm just saying as a point. If that's how he looked, what right would we have to go and say, nah, you know what? The Bible says he looked like this, but I'm gonna draw him the way I want to make him look. Do you not realize we can't put a face in description, but no, the hair color, the skin tone, the red eyes. Have you ever seen a picture of Jesus, said Jesus, look like the way the Bible describes him? Why not? Several reasons. And one of the reasons I believe is because, you know what, that shit looks more believable if we make him look more human-like. Because if we make him with white hair, red eyes, and brown skin, that he probably looks scary. He probably look like an alien. And now this is just me saying this shit, okay? But his description looks nothing like what the Bible make him look like. Those pictures in the Bible and pictures that you see people hanging, nothing looks like him. Even I tell black people the same shit. Just because you give him a little baby afro and make his skin dark and give him a, try to, give him a little fade, it don't look like what the Bible say. And then people, but go look at the description in the Bible and just think about what I'm saying. You don't see the realization in that shit? You looking at me right now. I can shave the beard, I can shave the hair off. But if somebody drew a picture of me and made my skin extra dark or super light and gave me real long hair down my back, you'd be like, that don't look like Aries. What the fuck, who's that? Because you've seen me. But you got common sense to know from a description it's not accurate, right? So when you keep seeing this photo and you keep hearing, I'm going to this, I'm going to that, and proof. Again, nothing that this man said has been denied. So tell me how in the fuck does anything that you hear that this was said and that happened, but this, and you guys don't realize all you saying is but this, but that, but yeah, because I remember once, and then you start interpolating shit. Not interpolating, meaning you say one thing and then you start trying to bring up other shit that you heard about theory and from this fight and from that fight and from the, and trying to make it all one thing. One thing has nothing to do with the other. And think about it. The first fight was the so-called unpadded glove. And you mean to tell me Wilder just kept silent about that shit? All these Wilder channels kept silent about it. But then all of a sudden, after he gets beat the second time, this is when all this so-called information comes out. Man, y'all believe in some clown shit. Now, it's your choice. You can feel what you want. But at the end of the day, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And the same way Sporting Icons reached out and got a hold of Bob Arum, why do you think Deontay Wilder isn't on Blue Bloods, channel addressing this shit? Or Dante's Boxing Nation? Or 7-8 Sports? Or Young Pharaoh? Why do you think he's not on here addressing this shit? Why do you think he don't take the time from the comfort of his own home to make the video to address any of this shit? Why? And again, if you come up with an answer, all you're doing is speculating. It's not proof. And that's all y'all been doing from day fucking one. That's all I'm going to say on this. Catch y'all on the next one.